All right, and we are back here at the WRC Safari Rally, powered and sponsored by KCB, and we say tumetoka kufanya uchafu with Zoe Zamara team, and now we're just having a candid conversation about what demonstration that we just had and how you're doing the awareness to the teams here at WRC. So for the sake and for the purposes of people who probably didn't get your names earlier, maybe you can introduce yourselves and then tell us your roles, and then let's have a candid discussion. So tuanze.
So my name is Samwel and Ngesa. I'm a trained engineer, an environmental engineer. So we're really happy to be down here to be participating in WRC 2025. And maybe let my colleague introduce himself, and then we take it from there.
Okay.
My name is Benjamin Okaro, Zoe Zamara. I lead operations, and that is what we've come to do, just to make sure everything is done in the right way, and making sure that all ends are met according to the standards of the WRC.
Oh wow,
Yes.
That's amazing. Let me tell you guys, we just had a perfect demonstration of how to do waste segregation at home. So we learned how to waste segregate the plastic and cans, and then there was organic, which was quite a lot on my heart. And then there was the general waste, and then there was paper and cardboards. And let me tell you, that is the awareness that we really need, because we are always told segregate from home, but hatujui hizi vitu. And you guys are doing a fantastic job right here at the WRC, just enlightening guys just to, know what goes where. So maybe we can now start with a history of who Zoe Zamara is. When did you guys start, and who's in your team?
Okay, so Zoe Zamara was a company that was formed in the early 2019. And Zoe Zamara is a company that is passionate about waste management. And really, we are guided by the regulatory authorities here in Kenya. So one of the organizations or institutions is mandated to regulate issues to do with environment, waste management, is NEMA. So there's an act of parliament, the NEMA Act 2015,
Yes.
that really guides the process of handling wastes and also handling the environment.
Yeah.
So this is I would say, the background in relation to the technical background of regulatory authorities. And then the other thing I would mention is that Zoe Zamara is looking into being able to work with youths closely to empower them. You've heard of Kazi kwa Vijana. So we really, wherever we go, we endeavor to work with communities in those particular regions. Like WRC really put it as an opportunity to work with the local communities and empower these communities. And also the youths, through this partnership with them, they have been able to gain some insight, some level of technical know-how on how to manage waste, handle waste, and also be responsible citizens when it comes to waste disposal. Yes.
All right. So Zoe Zamara is it a CBO or an NGO?
So Zoe Zamara is a limited company.
Okay.
And this limited company really focuses on empowerment, youth empowerment, those who are vulnerable in the community, empowerment of those kinds of people. I'll talk of, women empowerment at the grassroots level through employment opportunities. So waste management affords quite a huge opportunity to incorporate these groups of people, that is the youth, the women, maybe those are disenfranchised, incorporating them into activities where they're able to conserve and manage their own local environment. And as they do that, at least they get something out of it.
Okay.
So in short, it's a limited company, private limited company, but with interest in, empowering different cadres of people.
Maybe Benja can tell us, muko wapi? Where is Oizamara? Are you in Nairobi? Are you in Naivasha?
Currently, we've managed to spread in some towns in Kenya. We're in Naivasha, we're in Nakuru, we're in Nairobi, we're in parts of Kisii. Just focusing on the environment and making sure that we do our best to maintain and upgrade the nature. And that is why we are here today, just to make sure that the environment is in place, as we also support the ones who have been doing the work before we came, and making sure that, there's a big crowd that is coming for the rally. And once the big crowd is gone, there's a lot of mess. So one thing that we are committed to do is control anything that is not supposed to be where it's not supposed to be, putting everything in its right place, and anything that we get on the ground, we make good use of it, like recycling the bins, the plastics, the metal cans. And as my partners say, as we partner with, now we've partnered with the locals to do the work, and by the end of everyone has watched the rally, they have something to go back home.
Wow, that's amazing. And we've been talking about social impact, and what you guys are doing is really great, because we've been talking about green jobs, and it cuts across, and you demonstrating what waste management is all about, and also the young men who are collecting. It's both men and women, right?
Yes. Collecting
the waste. So for this particular Kendong setup, how many did you come with?
For sorry, could you come again?
How many young people do you have on the ground to help with the waste management in collecting? In terms of numbers, we have 13 guards. Okay. We have 15 boys. Oh wow! And also we have other 7 supervisors who are just going and just following up every person who has passed, in case they've forgotten anything. Or once someone has passed, there's someone who will follow up just to make sure everything is in place. And this is like this center Kedo.
There's another center up there called Mitimbili. There are also some workers there. Yes.
So you are at almost every station?
Yes.
Yes, we're at every station.
You are at every station?
Correct, yeah.
That's amazing. So we already now know who you've partnered with. Is WRC. Wacha niwaambie soda nimekunywa leo. Ulimi tateleza. And speaking to organizations that empower young people like you guys into creating green jobs, and in terms of support, maybe you can tell us how this has been for you guys, how the journey has been.
So the journey in terms of supporting the youth.
Zoe Zamara.
Oh, Zoe Zamara.
Yes.
So it has not been an easy journey. As an entrepreneur, you can attest to the fact that entrepreneurship is a difficult area to be in, because there's always the aspect that people see the finished product, but not in many occasions do people see the product that is in production, or the process of creating or making let's say the ugali. You see the finished product at the end of the day, but you don't see the unga, the water, and the guy who's cooking. So it has been a difficult journey, but what we can say is that God has been faithful, in the sense that He has been guiding every step that we have taken, and also we've had mentors along the way. So we're also grateful to the different mentors that we've had in this path and this journey of entrepreneurship, and also we are also grateful for the resilience that we've had, because there are times when things are really bad, there are times when things are good. So the resilience and the will to keep going despite the difficult aspects and the challenges or stumbling blocks that one would be able to face, you keep going and you keep pushing. So that has been the general journey.
All right, so now we've collected waste.
Yes.
Where is this waste going? And are we measuring the weight, the amount of weight we are collecting today? I mean, not just today, for the next couple of days. What are we doing with the waste?
Okay, so generally when you look at waste management, it's a multifaceted discipline, sort of. From the point of collection of the waste, there would be another aspect of collecting that waste, then transporting it. So when you're collecting the waste, you have to segregate the waste so that we have a sense of segregated waste being taken for further sorting and separation. So you collect the waste, you transport it, and you transport it to a facility called an MRF facility. That is a material recycling facility. So what happens in that particular facility is that there are different stages within that facility. You'd find weighing of the waste. As the vehicle or the lorry that is transporting the waste goes into the facility, there would be that weighing aspect of the waste, so that you're able to determine what quantity of waste as a whole are you taking into that facility. Then once it gets into the facility, then you sort the waste. But you see, at the source, like you had seen, we had sort of tried to segregate the waste. Even though you might find scenarios where some waste slips, maybe 5%, that is not really is not put in its right bag or whatever it is, it will be sorted in the facility. So once that assortment is done, then you separate the different waste, and then at least you'd have the individual weights, so that you know that maybe for plastics, this is what I came in with. For paper and cardboard, this is the weight. For organic waste, this is the weight. So they're segregated, and the quantities are measured. So this whole idea of taking it to a material recycling facility is to reduce dumping in landfills, because you want to manage the carbon footprint. So when you talk about the carbon dioxide or the carbon footprint, now we're looking at the bigger picture of climate change, and we want to reduce carbon CO2 emissions into the environment, into the atmosphere. That would then exacerbate the problem of climate change. So when you look at climate change, you look at the severe impacts of climate change. I remember there are times when we have unpredictable weather or climatic or weather patterns. So these are the result of climate change. So by trying to recycle this waste, you try to minimize the carbon footprint, you try to reduce the impact on the environment. So generally this is the target of the organizers, the government itself, the Ministry of Sports, and also the sponsors of this particular event, that is KCB. And most importantly, WRC, now that they are racing, they are very keen on the environment. They are very, very keen and very, very particular about issues to do with waste management and environment. And we are really grateful that we were given this opportunity to be part of this larger story of conserving and protecting the environment.
I can imagine you guys go through a lot of challenges helping these companies achieve all this, because now all this now goes to their sustainability reporting. We were able to collect this waste, we measured the metric tons and all this. But you guys kwa ground, nyinyi ndo mnajua vile vitu ziko. What are some of the challenges you guys experience, Benja? Wewe unajua una deal na challenges nyingi sana.
The biggest challenge we are facing on ground is not everyone knows where to place what bin. Some will place them in the right bin, some will place them on the ground, some will throw them on the road, and that is the biggest challenge. But the good thing is we have a team that is able to move swiftly and manage every other challenge that we are facing on the ground. Yes.
Okay, that is on the ground. You guys have PPEs?
Yes, we do.
Oh, you guys have?
Yes.
You know.
So PPE is generally just personal.
Oh, so it's not a problem for you guys. I know a lot of waste management companies, the first issue is always PPE is our number one issue. So you guys, how did you manage to sort your PPE issue?
Okay, I think when you're working with organizations that are keen on protection of the environment, they're just basic minimum requirements that one has to comply with to ensure that even as you take on the responsibility or you take on the challenge, you do that while you're protecting yourself. because you also form part of the environment. So if you're protecting the general environment and you do not protect yourself, then it becomes harmful again to you as an individual. So it's important that it's very important that one protects themselves. So ideally for PPEs is just to procure the relevant PPEs, that would be the gloves, the overalls, the reflectors, protective shoes. In certain instances, you have your mask. If there's any foul smell or sort of that. In certain environments, you have the helmet, but in this particular environment, it would depend on the particular environment that you're in. So PPEs are like sort of a mandatory requirement, just so that you protect yourself as you engage in this business of waste collection.
Oh wow! Besides the audiences and the general public not being aware, what other issues are you guys facing? Ama nyi mko sawa? Nyi mko sawa?
Okay. Sometimes I think some of the challenges. Some of the challenges that we do face sometimes is the knowledge about protection of the environment. Protection and waste management is a labor-intensive kind of engagement. It is costly and expensive.
Yes.
Compliance is expensive.
Yeah.
Because when you look at licenses that you need to get, they're quite expensive. So maybe in future, our request maybe to the government institutions would be maybe to have slightly different rates for different cadres of citizens. Let's say for the youth, the licenses could be made more affordable to them so that we have more participants. We make youths part and parcel of this process. However, thus far we are also grateful because in certain instances you find there are certain policies that the government has come up with that try to support the youth, to grant them opportunities. For example, the issues of alcohol. So they specifically favor or give priority to the youth and women groups. So that's a good thing. So if that could also be further incorporated into waste management, we could have more young people coming to participate in this journey of waste management to earn an income.
Do you feel like Gen Z are aware of what you guys do?
To some extent they are aware, because you find that most of the people that we work with are Gen Zs.
Okay.
So it is the Gen Zs who assist with who we are working with actually to help manage the waste, the local environment, because then it empowers the community at that level, it empowers the youth at that level. So to some extent they are aware, but more sensitization is required. Like such events, when we highlight the issues of environment, then even through this rallying process, when they see that the issue of environment is really emphasized, is really focused on, then you find there's that impartation of knowledge, be it directly or indirectly. So to some extent they get information, but of course there's need and requirement for more sensitization with different organizations, with CBOs, NGOs, government level, through sports, and this is a sporting activity. So I think it is bringing awareness, environmental awareness to the Gen Z, because they are really participating in that.
And maybe the greatest challenge also is controlling the crowd. We have hundreds of thousands of people, and you know, when people come together in large numbers, it's a challenge to communicate and fast finish, make what is available for them.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much, guys. I know tutapatana in the next couple of days. I appreciate your time. Let's see you at Sleeping Warrior tomorrow.
Yes.
Let's see what you guys are going to bring down to the table.
And protect the environment.
Please, na mniletee gloves. Kesho mniletee gloves.
We have the gloves, we have the
mniletee kila kitu. Hata mniletee kwanza hii jacket. Hii inakaa WRC.
By the way, when you come to tomorrow, you will also see the hazardous. You are not able to see it here.
Okay.
We have also hazardous.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's been
you.
a pleasure hosting you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's been real. We out. Sustainability Connect on Icon Radio, your #1 entertainment plug.